The following is a Live the Dream Media production.
Welcome to Conversations with Ed. Please make sure to subscribe and share.
Well, welcome back to Conversations with Ed, everybody, and we're really excited about our guest today, Eric Hawkins, C.O.O. for Trico Electric Co-op. Give us a little Reader's Digest on Eric.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. So, born and raised in Tucson, I went to the University of Arizona for undergraduate and law school as well. Been working with Trico Electric Cooperative for going back 10 years as an attorney, but about 4 years ago, I started working internally there, and happy to be the chief operating officer. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Trico has so much history with Marana. You know, Tri-County, for people that don't understand what Trico stands for. And, you know, what the original substation was in Old Marana, and I said it was pretty primitive back in the day. It's changed quite a bit. How many members does Trico serve right now?
Yeah, we're right about 50,000 members and creeping up every year. We look at that and study that, and much like the town of Marana, we're growing quickly.
And for those of you that don't know, if you go up to Mount Lemon to the lodge, okay, that's Trico. You know, if you come into Marana, about probably a little over half of the Marana area in the town is Trico. And you go down towards Sarita and that area as well. So that's got to be pretty interesting trying to serve such a large service area.
It is a large and diverse service territory, as you said, wrapping around Mount Lemon, Saddlebrook, all the way, you know, west of I-10, parts of Marana, Sarita, and going down all the way to the border. And we actually even serve a little bit of electricity across the border into Mexico with a presidential permit, which not a lot of people know that, but a huge service territory, a diverse territory with lots of opinions, lots of needs, and we try to meet all those needs.
All right, Trico built I say new offices. You've been there quite a while now, and they're on Tangerine Road. But you're growing pretty rapidly. Is it difficult to maintain personnel? And I'm talking from the town's perspective as well. Linemen are at a premium.
Sure. No, our HR team works really, really hard to make sure that we're well staffed, and we're bringing on people of high character, ready to be committed to Trico's values and serve their community. Even just the last, I think even just this coming new year, I guess, we'll have a new lineman starting. So they're always out there looking for folks to make sure that we have people to work in the field, work in the office, and cover all the things that need to happen to make sure people have their power when they need it.
Okay, Trico has a large service area, but you really don't generate individually your own power. You work in cooperative with C.O.O. and a bunch of other places, cooperatives, and from APCO in Wilcox. And could you tell us a little bit about that plant and how it works?
Sure. So we try to have a diverse set of resources. We think that's the best way to ensure reliability, to make sure that we can keep costs down. So we do buy more than half of our power comes from APCO down in the Benson and Wilcox area. We do have some production, renewable production that we've installed. There's the Avion solar facility over in Marana, and we have another one up sort of near the Saddlebrook community up in Pinal County. So we work with TEP. We work with a number of different partners to make sure that we have power coming in from a variety of sources, a variety of different sources. So you're talking about gas projects, solar projects, battery projects. We think if you have that mix, it helps to increase the reliability, protect you from swings in the market, keep prices down. It's what we've aimed to do, and we've been pretty successful over the years.
I've been to your Avion facility. Talk to us a little bit about the solar and the battery type thing and what purpose it really serves now.
Sure. So it serves a couple of different purposes. We had always said in our board, Trico's a cooperative and a nonprofit, so we're run by an elected board. Our members vote for our board. The board had always been committed to the idea that we're happy to move towards renewables. We're happy to do that, but it has to make financial sense as well. So one of the purposes it serves is it provides us a good amount of energy at a set price that we can rely on without fluctuations in fuel price. It also provides potential resiliency benefits. So, having the battery there, having solar that's capable of powering roughly 2,500 to 3,000 houses, and then having a battery there as well. If we have outages, we were just talking about this the other day and planning for what we would do, that if you have an outage in that area on one of the lines, you could still potentially use that project and use the power being generated locally to be able to serve that community. Wow. The other benefit is just I mentioned we have a diverse membership. A lot of them want us to move towards renewables. A lot of them have questions. So we want to offer options. So the solar facility is a good way to produce clean, sustainable energy and to offer some options for our members who really want to get into sustainable energy.
Let's talk a little about your plant there on Ina Road.
Sure.
And you're growing like crazy.
Yeah, Tangerine. So on Tangerine.
Yeah, Tangerine.
No worries. So yes, our headquarters.
I go back to Miracle Mile when you were down there.
No, that's fair. No, we have a beautiful building on Tangerine. We are soon to be expanding that building. We, as you said, with growth in the communities that we serve, we also have to grow our workforce. So we're working right now. Working with the town of Marana to build out our warehouse facility. We'll have some additional projects to build out some of our auto shop and things like that. We do a lot of the auto repairs in-house to be able to keep costs down. So building out those facilities so that we have the ability to keep up with the growth.
Wow. The reason I said I go back a ways. That was the Trico Operations Center at one time. The town has since bought it and turned it into the Marana Operations Center.
All right.
And building that new one there. Expansion is going to be crazy. We're getting ready to do a 4-lane divided roadway through there. Hopefully we can figure out a way to get you guys in and out of the plant. And we're even going to run a water line up that way. And for people that don't know it, in that area there, the potable water or the groundwater is not real good drinking water. So we're going to be able to provide you water there at the Trico facility as well.
That's right. No, it's been a great. We always appreciate our partnership with the town and the town of Marana. We're working hard to work together to not only be able to be served off of town water, but also coordinating our efforts there so that we're saving money for everybody by coordinating the efforts of the contractors, making sure that our lines are going in at the same time that you have your trenches open. So the open communication and the partnership with the town has been it's saving both sides money, which is a great benefit for our members and our citizens. Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about surface infrastructure, overhead, underground, substations, anything big in the works right now.
Sure. So we have Trico produces a construction work plan basically every 3 or 4 years that we use to plan out our building for that next 3 to 4 years. So our engineering and construction team just finished and is putting the finishing touches on a new substation called Adonis Substation up in the northwest side of our service territory. The Marana Substation will be next on the block to be fixed up and improved. So you definitely can expect in the coming years, next few years, to see some additional work going on out there at Marana Substation, again, to be able to manage that growth and to make sure that we're building the infrastructure, putting the facilities in place to make sure people can rely on their power.
Wow. I know getting materials is pretty difficult. The reason I know that is my sister, Pam Bramlett, is your purchasing agent there under Charlie, and he works on that stuff. And talking to her, and she's like, transformers that used to take 6 weeks now take 2 years.
Yeah, and it's even up to 3 years now.
Is that right?
It's really amazing how much between COVID and other issues that have affected supply chain issues, it's still a real problem, and cooperatives, utilities across the country are dealing with it. Charlie, Pam, and their team have done an amazing job of being able to pre-order, to have really good relationships with partners, suppliers, to be able to keep us on track. But you can imagine the planning when you're having to think out 3 years to be able to get a transformer.
Well, I know she's talked a little bit about we need a big transformer for a special project. Right. We're talking to a co-op in Colorado where they have one that they don't really need right now that they could sell us. I mean, the co-ops are really working together to try to make sure that everybody has the raw materials to expand or to replace and everything.
Yeah, no, it's one of the reasons I love working for a cooperative. Is not only are we, nonprofit and community focused, but there's this network across the country of cooperatives that work really closely together with that same spirit and that same spirit of service in mind. And it's our number one goal at Trico is our member satisfaction. So that spirit of service it inspires me to go to work every day.
Well, and I like the fact that Trico makes employees available for even community services. I know Roberta Lopez Suter very well, known her for years, and she's the chairman of the Serena Food Bank Board and the Marana Food Bank Board. But she's offered to the food banks at no expense because Trico wants to work in the community as a community partner.
Roberta's a dynamo. Roberta, I rely on every day, especially for our community interactions. Between the food bank, between the events that she helps support each year, that Trico puts on events for its members during the year, and the giving. She really helps to manage the programs at Trico for our scholarship program that gives over $500,000 a year to Trico-related students for college scholarships. It's actually the largest co-op program in the country by about double, and it's all out of donated or unclaimed membership equity. So it's not something that affects rates or increases rates. It's all member donations and the profits from the past that have gone unclaimed when we try to return them to members and they don't claim them. So the scholarship program, our Power Grants program, where we give $70,000 a year out of our Trico Trust. Roberta does a lot of that and manages a lot of that. So we always appreciate that. And she's a key part of the community and the town of Marana.
Well, I know you've done a lot of things. Even there are times individuals have a hard time with their bill.
Yep.
And I know you have a program that will help people out temporarily, to get back on their feet and stuff like that. And I think you've said it pretty well, but I mean, you're a co-op. Trico is you. I mean, it is us.
Yep.
And the people that are on the board are your neighbors and friends. The people that work at Trico are your neighbors and friends. Active in the community and doing a lot of great things. I remember when you were placing the transformer from Monsanto Bayer, and that transformer is about as big as a house. For people that don't know, that at the Monsanto plant needs a lot of power at times.
Definitely.
Or it's Bayer now. And my sister was talking about, you're not going to keep a transformer like that in your yard, because you could buy a couple houses for what they cost, it was pretty interesting about having it hauled in and getting it set up and all that kind of stuff. But it's how well you're able to do those kinds of things. It's something you wouldn't normally do, but you had a need, you did it.
Yeah, that's right. Our crews do amazing work. I mean, I think that's the most visible part of Trico that people see is they see our trucks out there. They see our guys out there working on the lines. And yeah, rain or shine, monsoon storms, big projects to small projects. They're a dependable group that is always out there working hard for the members.
Well, I know the linemen love working on the lines up to Mount Lemmon in snowstorms. For folks that don't understand that, literally a lot of the Trico personnel are out in freezing cold weather and snow and everything else. And some of this is kind of backwards territory. Yep. Trying to put those lines back together to make sure that everybody has power for heating or whatever they need, And I really appreciate what you guys do. Do you have any big projects on the horizon right now?
Well, thank you for the compliments. First of all, we appreciate it, and we have a number of things that we're working on. I mean, I mentioned earlier that we try to have a good diversity of our generation resources. So we're working closely with APCO to build some high efficiency gas units. Some of the good news on permitting just came in recently, so we're aiming to have those online by the coming summer. Those will be able to produce 25% more power with 25% less gas. We're also working on a number of other projects. Just in really any day now, in the next month or so, we'll have a new 10 megawatt battery down at our Sarita substation that will be completed. So that will be a 4-hour 10 megawatt battery, so able to serve roughly 2,500 to 3,000 houses for about 4 hours. That'll be down there at the Sarita substation, and plenty more after that. We're working and aiming for a number of the grants that are out there, the federal grants from the Infrastructure Act. You may agree with the name or not, but the Inflation Reduction Act. Right. There are federal funds out there, and we've been working hard to make sure that we get some of those funds locally to be able to build additional projects to support our system.
No, I understand that. I don't care what you call it either. If the money's there, use it in our community. Now, I understand APCO is looking at a second gas plant to generate power. And I understand those plants don't all have to be in the same place either. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. They are looking at building some additional projects over in Mojave County that Trico would still have a connection to and still have an interest in. There are cooperatives. There are other cooperatives across the state. So APCO serves a lot of those in Mojave County, Sulphur Springs down in Cochise County. So we work closely with our partner cooperatives across the state to be able to pool our resources, be able to take advantage of those economies of scale, and put projects in different areas, so that if you had bad weather, a natural disaster, who knows what, in any one location, that you'd have some diversity of location to be able to say, well, we can't get power from spot A, but we can look to spot B to make sure that we have enough.
So I'm looking at expansion of your current facility there. It's my understanding that you're looking at expanding that facility as well. Like I said, my sister works there, and as you get larger, you need more materials and more of them, and you gradually start outgrowing some of the buildings you have there. What are you looking at there as far as capital improvements to that structure?
Sure. A lot of equipment that we have stored there already, and as we work to improve and produce a smart grid, and we try to do it in a responsible way, make sure that we keep the reliability, but also move forward with innovation, with adding some technology to our lines. Between the regular equipment that we need and some of that new equipment, we definitely need some more space. So we're expanding the warehouse. Given some extra room there so that we can have some more materials on site. It's also partly about supply chain, right? So it's a lot harder to get things delivered when you talk about 6-month, 2-year, 3-year deliveries. Right. So being able to store a little bit more and keep a few more products on hand will help us to be able to deal with that. But even, there's a longer range plan that we're looking at. The board is kind of looking at it on a piece by piece basis to say, does this make sense to build or not? But we do have a long range facility plan that would include expanding our auto shop and even expanding the office, giving some more meeting space, building out the all employee space that we have for meetings, which we know Marana Chamber, various other entities across Marana. We've always invited them to come in, take advantage of that space, use it if you need it. So we see it as, a piece of the community, and we're expanding to grow and match the growth that we're seeing.
And that's really appreciated. I've been to chamber meetings. I've been to food bank meetings at your facility. And thank you for accommodating. You truly are a community partner. We wish you much success, and we hope you will come back again and talk to us about things as Trico is moving forward. It's an ever-changing economy. You need a new substation. You need new battery storage. You need new, production of power and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not going to sit still. And I love Trico. My dad was on the board there for 30 years. And so I went to a lot of the events and worked with a lot of the people internally. And it's like a lot of other functions in the community. It's a big family. It's a little bit different than a lot of corporate structures. And we really appreciate what you do and what you do to help the town of Marana and the region as a whole. And hope you will come back again to share with us.
Well, thank you. Thanks for all your support. And yeah, we're thankful to be part of the community and to serve the town of Marana and all of the communities and members that we serve.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.